G'day everyone, this is Terry from Koala-Krafts. We're just going to do a WIP Chat, and I'll just share a bit of information on true crime that I've come across. But first of all, we'll start off with what this diamond painting is. This is a diamond art club painting, round drill. It's 66 centimetres by 43 centimetres. Its name is Not Today, and it's by Mary Lynn Cazenave. I don't know how to pronounce it. Cazenave. When I unboxed this painting, I was a little disappointed that it wasn't a full drill, that it's only a partial. I thought when I was ordering it, it was a full drill, but anyway. I've come some way through the painting. You will see a picture of the painting as this goes along. I'm actually doing a voiceover because I can't do two things at once. I can't walk and chew gum. So I thought I'd just do some diamond painting and just do a voiceover over the top. Now, the first thing I'd like to tell you is that my daughter had a baby boy last month, and he's a gorgeous little boy. She needed to have a C-section for that, so she's had people coming over to stay with her to help look after her. My week's next week. She's a fair bit better than she was, to start with, which is only natural. So I won't have to go over there like 24/7. I just have to be there when the older child, Arabella, who's 3 on the 1st of May, is home, because she goes to kindergarten. But there's no way Beck can lift her or whatever when she's home. So that'll be my duties. On Monday, I don't have to go over there in the morning. It's only the afternoon. I'll pick her up from preschool in the afternoon or daycare in the afternoon and take her home and just wait for her partner, Jordan, to get home later on after work. And then he takes over overnight, which is good, which means that I don't have to stay there. I'd only be sleeping on a lounge or something while I'm there, so it's good. I can come home in my own bed and sleep, get up in the morning, and Tuesday I'm there all day, so I won't get much done on Tuesday. Wednesday and Thursday, Arabella goes to daycare. So again, I'll only have to, depending on how Beck's feeling, I'll only have to pick Arabella up at daycare and bring her home, and wait for Jordan to get home from work. Friday, Arabella will be home all day, so I will be having her all day, won't be getting much done on that day either. And then Saturday morning, again, Jordan works Saturday morning, so I think it's until 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So I will be the one looking after Arabella during that time. So that's what I'll be doing next week. So I don't think I'll get very much done, and I don't think I'll get much recording done next week, if at all. So, except in the mornings when I'm, before I go and pick her up. But the days after I look after her, I'm pretty wrecked anyway, so I probably won't be doing much. We'll just see how we go. I'm still looking for a job at the moment, so the time I'm at home is spent looking for work and applying for jobs in between diamond painting or whatever craft I'm doing that day. I apply for at least one job a day through the week. And of course, weekends the jobs aren't listed, so it's only Monday to Friday. And next week, on the days where Arabella's home all day, I probably won't get the opportunity to apply for jobs on those days. So we'll see how we go. But I do have one interview on the Friday, I think it is. So I'm going to be trying to settle Arabella down before that. And I'll explain to the interviewers what's going on, and see if I can, sort of work around Arabella and Beck and the baby. So we'll just see how we go, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. There's not much I can do. The family I put as a priority, so I will, putting them as number one if there's an issue with the interviewers, because I think there's 4 interviewers. If there's an issue with that, well, then I'll just have to pass it up, because, as I said, family's more important. So we'll see what happens. Another thing is I'm going to start up a shop again, with diamond painting accessories, some pretty drills, and all that sort of thing. So also some jewellery that I've made as I've gone along. I'll also be putting up completed diamond paintings, which won't interest the people who are watching this YouTube, but you never know, I might be able to sell a couple of the paintings to pay for more paintings, so I can buy more paintings. I've put myself on a no-buy now. I was on a no-buy for a long time. I was probably 12 or 18 months, so I didn't buy any diamond paintings. And then I broke it and bought this puppy dog and a couple of others, a couple of pussycat ones, and a Harry Potter one that you'll see going forward. You'll see a pussycat one that I will unbox when this one's finished, because I normally unbox and then go on and paint that one. I have some old ones that I still have in the wardrobe. Some I've unboxed on this channel, some I haven't. Some of them are still in their plastic to wait to be unboxed, but I'll do the ones that I bought recently first, and then I'll go on to the ones that I bought previously, because they'll probably have the old kits from Diamond Art Club. A lot of them are Diamond Art Club. Some of them are other companies, but most of them are Diamond Art Club. So that's what will be happening, but that shop will start pretty soon. I'm just waiting for stock to arrive, and for a label printer so I can print the labels to send things out, and some bags to put the pretties in. And I'll be starting from that. I find that you can get a lot of pretties from the States, a lot of pretty drills, but the postage is ridiculous from America to here. So I'm hoping that I'll be helping out the Aussies here with pretty drills, so you can pretty up your diamond paintings. I won't have all of the ones that they have in the States, but I've been doing a little bit of research and come across some of them that I'll be able to sell from Australia, so people can either pick them up from near where I'm living, or one day I hope to have a shop, but we'll see how we go with that. Depends on how many sales I get, I suppose. But in the interim, and pick them up from near where I live, or I can post them out to you if you're not in New South Wales or near where I live in New South Wales. So we'll talk about that more as we go along. I'm waiting. I have a business name and I have the website. It's just a matter of getting things that I need to start building it up and start getting some, inventory to be able to put on the site. I've got a lot of jewellery that I've made with mainly Swarovski crystals and things like that to put on the site. But I'd rather wait until I get more beads or more drills or more pretties, as I call them, to put on the website before I actually start it. But I do have the domain names. So I've got Koala-Krafts.com and Koala-Krafts.com.au. So I can link one to the other. I don't need to use both. And we'll go from there. I'll probably use Shopify as the e-commerce website, e-commerce software. It seems to be pretty easy to use, and it's something that I have used before, so with the last shop I had. So I think I'll just continue to use that. I know it's changed somewhat since the last time I've used it, but practice makes perfect, I suppose. Anyway, we'll go on to a little bit of true crime. Oh, well, not true crime. There's some gossip and true crime. Might start off with a little bit of the royals, as we're a Commonwealth country. As you know, or most of you probably know, King Charles III is going to be coronated shortly, and there's an issue as to whether Harry and Meghan will go over to the UK for that. So much has happened to them since he married Meghan. It's just, I think they're just ridiculous now. This is all my opinion, and I also get it from stuff that I've seen on the net as well. But pre to Meghan, Australians loved Prince Harry. He came over and visited quite a bit, and he was very nice to people who came to see him. They had to stand behind barricades, of course, most of the time, but, he's smiling and laughing and shaking hands and kissing, cheeks and all that sort of thing. There was a particular elderly lady that every time he saw her, when he came over, he paid particular attention to her. I think even, and again, this is my opinion, I think Australia would have even been happy for him to be our, person who, we have a Governor General and a governor that are the Queen or the King now's representative in Australia. I really think that if Harry hadn't married somebody like Meghan, Australia would have been quite happy to have him as our governor or Governor General. I don't think, he was much loved here in Australia until Meghan came along. Even the first trip of Meghan and Harry, when they announced the first pregnancy of Archie, people over here were really excited and all that sort of thing for them. But as time went on, they got more and more disliked, for really bad-mouthing his family and the way she treated her family. Again, this is only my opinion. It's not, something set in stone, but it's just something that, well, even I personally thought Harry was a great guy until he married Meghan, until a little while after he married Meghan and they decided to leave the UK. I mean, I could understand them wanting to leave the UK. He wasn't, at the top of the line to be King of England. He's a fair way down now with Prince William's kids, 3 kids that came along, but he comes in after them. But it would have been, really nice if we had him as our representative over here in Australia. But he wouldn't. I don't think he'd be accepted now. I think it's a little bit too late, and too much has happened over the last 3 or 4 years, or however long it's been since he started. The Book Bear and the Netflix series and everything else that's come out since then. I think it's very much too late now. There's the picture of the puppy dog on screen now. I think it's quite cute, but as I said, I was upset not upset, but I was disappointed that it wasn't a full coverage. I don't remember seeing anything on the DAC website saying that it was a partial, but I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. Okay, let's go on to another area. Donald Trump. Again, this is just my opinion. Everything in this video is just my opinion, and don't take it as fact, because it isn't. It is stuff I have listened to, crawling the websites and what I've read, and things like that. So don't quote me, and don't take it as actual true fact. But he hasn't been arrested yet, as far as I'm aware. What they're saying is maybe next week at this point. And for what he's been charged with, it's just ridiculous. They tried to charge him with this federally, and they couldn't. So now the state, as far as I understand, is trying to get him. And what's involved is not that he was having an affair with Stormy. It's the fact that $130,000 was paid to Stormy to keep her mouth shut. Now, Stormy says that she really didn't have an affair with Donald Trump, which, I think they did lay together, as a nice way of putting it. And the $130,000 was to keep her mouth shut. So I think that's what she was doing when she said that there was no affair. I think she was keeping to that, getting keeping going with that payment that she got. But they're saying that it came out of his business account, saying that it was legal fees. Now, from what I can understand and what people have said, when the federal police were looking into it, so whether it's true or not, I don't know, that the attorney for Mr. Trump paid for it out of his pocket, and then Mr. Trump paid him back out of his personal account. Now that's what they were talking about federally, but as I said, if you want to know for sure, you'd have to go and do a fair bit of research to find out what actually happened. But that's what I've come across, and if that's the case, it's just ridiculous. That's a private matter as far as I'm concerned, and it is something that it should be kept private. It can come out that he had an affair, sure, but I mean, this payment is just ridiculous, and this charge is, from what I can gather, is the same. It's just ridiculous. But anyway, we'll see what happens and see what comes out in the wash, as they say over here. I've been doing a little bit of reading about the Proud Boys, the January 9th incident over there. Some of the people who have been charged are in a group called the Proud Boys. They're not something that I think are the nicest people in the world, but they have apparently served more time in jail than what they would serve if they were convicted on the charges. Now, to me, that's ridiculous. They should be out on bail, at the very least, in my opinion. And being an Australian, I'm only going on what I know from here, and I have been involved in the legal arena in Australia for 40 years, so I sort of have a fair knowledge of how the court system works and all that sort of thing, and I really don't think that this would happen over here for anything. As I said, they've served time over there, which is more than the maximum sentence that they would get if they were found guilty on the charges that they've been charged with and sentenced to jail. So to me, there's got to be some way of releasing them, still having the court case, but even if they have the court case, surely they should be time served when they're if they're convicted. They should be let out because they've already served the maximum sentence that can be imposed. So, and they should, in my opinion, get some sort of, recompense for the time that they've served in jail, especially if they're found innocent. Now, a new bit of news that came out over the last couple of days is that the FBI infiltrated the Proud Boys, and they had a confidential informant who got to know their families, went to prayer meetings with them. I'm not sure what religion they are, but apparently went to prayer meetings with them. They also went to meetings with the Defence Counsel, from what I understand, from what I can gather from around the traps. They actually, which is just so wrong, the FBI have said that they didn't request any information from the confidential informant, but the confidential informant, of course, is being paid by the FBI and probably just told them that's what happened. I mean, I don't know that for a fact. They're denying it, but, it could be, and probably is, a case where, they're not telling the whole truth, in my opinion. I would find it very difficult, and from what I've read on the interwebs, that a lot of the people writing or speaking about this also don't agree that the FBI didn't know the information from the confidential informant, and the matter should be, the court case should be dismissed with prejudice, so they cannot be tried again on these issues. Now, I can't understand how it was so bad. The incident was so bad when they could go back to, sitting and voting and all that sort of thing within about 15 or 20 minutes of it all coming to an end. My understanding is not much damage was done, and not... I know that there was one lady that was that was killed, and another gentleman, another police officer, who died a few days later, but apparently had nothing to do with the insurrection, as they're calling it, which really isn't an insurrection, from what I can gather. But the trial's going on, so we'll just see what happens with that as it goes along. But to me, I mean, they shouldn't still be in jail, from what I can gather. A little bit of Australian news. Over here, the bikies and, bikie gangs and things like that are, in most states, not all, but in most states are classified as unlawful. So they can't ride around in their colours. They can't be with other people wearing colours, and things like that. They're illegal. I can't remember the word for it now, but it'll probably come to me in a little while. But drugs, guns and explosives were found during a 5-day blitz by the Raptor Squad. They have a name for the coppers who went in after them, on outlawed bikies and organised crime groups on the border of New South Wales and Victoria over here in Australia. They also have probably, they've been probably, from what I can gather, trying to recruit new members because of this, the Raptor Squad. They've been arresting quite a few bikies and members of organised crime. So they're trying to recruit newer members so that, their numbers are waning because of all of these arrests. Operation Blue Ember, which was the one that is a $1 billion enterprise, where the which one? They could start with R, the bikie group, Rebels, were also pulled over not far from where these arrests took place, wearing colours, which is illegal in New South Wales. So they were given a warning because it was the first time they were caught there. They were given a warning for, being together and wearing their colours and things like that. In relation to Operation Raptor, or the Raptor Squad, 48 searches were carried out over the last 5 days with 31 arrests. So that's drugs and guns and cash were found. So yeah, I think it, in my opinion, it's good, because you're getting more and more drugs off the street and more illegal guns off the street. Without gun laws, it's more difficult now to get a gun. The only way is on the black market for a lot of, like semi-automatics and things like that. So not being able to get them on the black market is good. I'm not sure about the rules about gun laws in Australia, but that'll be another video to delve deep into that sort of thing. Also a big announcement from World Athletics, the World Athletics Council. They announced a controversial decision that transgender women are banned from elite track and field events. For anyone who has gone through male puberty I assume that's without puberty blockers. They have banned them from elite competition. Apparently the decision is not a permanent one. It's just a hold off for now, in inverted commas. The World Swimming apparently did this a year ago, which I didn't hear about. And they're putting together a working group to discuss this further. Anyway, the background diamond painting is finished now. So I'll go. If I can get you to press the subscribe button and also the like button and the bell so that you'll get notified when I put another video up, which will be, as soon as I can over the next few days. So thank you very much for watching and spending time with me, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye for now.